we always said great things don't come from comfort zones. I think that if I were to explain Tommy to you guys in college, like the first thing that comes to mind, free spirit. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I want kids now.
Crazy, huh? So the grass that we're standing on.
Exactly.
On this side.
What rapper can you find in a toolbox?
No MSR. Sorry, guys.
People. ASMR.
So I said it right?
No.
ASMR.
Okay, let's dive in.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Win Wednesday, where we upload an episode every week. And welcome back if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer. And if you're new here, welcome to the podcast. It's so good to have you. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Tommy Nguyen.
And I'm So Nguyen. And we started this podcast to really create a space for people to connect online, because a lot of us have been home a lot more, but things are looking up and things are, I feel like, somewhat getting back to normal, and there's been like a lot of change lately. So that's exciting. But we're going to keep going on with this podcast because we broke 100 followers on our channel. I mean, not followers, subscribers. Sorry, my social media.
100 subs, yes.
My social media manager brain is all about that word. Yeah. But we have over 100 subscribers on It's a Win-Win. And we just want to thank you guys. We are so excited. And that means that you guys are enjoying the podcast.
Yeah, no, it's
if
awesome.
You subscribe. So yeah, that means a lot to us. And we are going to keep creating content for you guys, and we are excited to talk about Vietnamese food today, Vietnamese restaurants, and Vietnamese restaurant like etiquette. Because if you're anything like us, we get a little intimidated when we go to other restaurants that we have never been to before, especially when it's like a different culture or a different type of cuisine that we've never ate before. Like we went to maybe this is what inspired this podcast. We went to this Filipino bakery called Valerio's in Milpitas, and it was amazing. It's delicious. And we are not Filipino. And even though I resonate with Filipino culture, and my best friend is Filipino, Nico's, Filipino.
Yep.
Mark, a lot of our friends are Filipino. It's still intimidating for us to just like go into a Filipino restaurant or like grocery store and just feel very confident, because we don't really know that much still.
Yeah, like we don't know the popular dishes, like what's good to get, like what should we order, and then even like how do we eat that dish?
How do you eat it? How do you pronounce it? Because you don't want to like come off as disrespectful or just feel like a complete noob at a restaurant.
Yeah. And
like we went to this place called Seafood City. If any Filipinos are listening, you know exactly what that is. Seafood City is a grocery store. It is not I don't know, Seafood City. I don't know. I mean,
you went to. I didn't go to it, so I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
You waited in the car, but like from the outside, it just looks like a place that sells seafood or like a restaurant, but it's actually a grocery store, a Filipino grocery store, just like Lion Market or like Mitsuwa or something. It's literally the same thing.
Mitsuwa is like a Japanese market.
Yeah.
Grocery store.
And Lion is like a
Asian is like, it's like a mix. Maybe like Chinese, a little bit of Vietnamese, maybe. Not so.
Yeah.
I don't really know. If you guys know, comment down below.
Yeah, Lion Market.
Yeah.
So basically, I wanted to go to Valerio's because I wanted this, like, it's kind of like an egg roll, but not an egg roll, and it has like banana inside. I'm not even gonna say it because I feel like I'm gonna say it wrong. It looks like Tarun, but it's not, because our friend's name's Tarun, but that's not how you say it.
It's Taron.
Something like that.
Actually, I don't know.
I don't know. All the Filipinos can
correct us in the comments down below.
Yeah, correct us. But basically, that's what I was craving. And I was like, man, I feel like other people have to feel like this when it comes to Vietnamese cuisine, we can speak on Vietnamese cuisine because we eat it a lot.
Yes.
And we had Jackie with us when we went to Valerio's and Seafood City. So I just felt so comfortable with her. But I was like, now I can go back feeling confident. But like without her, I don't think I could have. I would have not went in there.
Yeah, when we were in there, I'm like, man, this looks really good, because I love like ube. I just love eating anything ube. So I told her, I'm like, anything purple, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna get, and I asked her like everything. She, oh yeah, this is that, this is this, and this is like how this is made and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's like, this is like a flaky pastry. This is like a whatever. And I'm like, well, you don't know reading the label because none of it makes any sense to you, right? And so especially, I think Vietnamese cuisine, like, there's no there's not really like a translation in English for a lot. Like Banh Xeo is like, you're not going to know that's like egg.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
That's
Like,
so that's what we're going to dive into in this episode.
yeah. And before we get started today, what we're drinking, I'm drinking Capri Sun again. Fruit punch flavor. It's like almost all gone. I like barely have any left because I was drinking a bunch of it.
Takes like 10 seconds to drink it all.
I don't know. I mean, I
Capri
guess
Sun as well.
it's meant for kids. Strawberry kiwi
It's meant
flavor.
for everybody.
That's true.
Everyone.
But I think it's meant for kids, not gonna lie, because it's so little of juice. Like we drink this in like a minute. So today, like I said, we're talking about Vietnamese cuisine, Vietnamese restaurant like etiquette, what you guys can expect, because we want you guys to try Vietnamese food. And I feel like we're passionate about Vietnamese food and Vietnamese cuisine because Tommy is half Vietnamese and I grew up eating Vietnamese food all the time as a kid. So you can talk about that.
Growing up eating Vietnamese food, like for me, I grew up eating home cooked meals a lot. And it's actually something that I miss a lot. So my dad was like, both my parents were really pretty much like the cook of the house, but my dad cooked, I would say, majority of the food. And a lot of it would be Vietnamese food. And it was amazing. And I didn't realize the blessing that I had, like growing up, just being able to eat home cooked meals,
Really good
cooked
food.
by my parents almost every single night. I think we went out to eat like maybe once a week or like once in a while, maybe once every 2 weeks.
But that was like for fun. Like, oh, we'll go eat at, I don't know, Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
Yeah, it was definitely more fun. And, it probably gave them a break from cooking all the time. But, they love to cook. And my dad's I call him a great chef. Like he cooks really good food.
Yeah, Tommy's dad can cook.
And I was just been really blessed with it growing up. So eating pho, eating Banh Xeo, and we'll go into that a little bit more on like what dishes those are and what that means.
So you're half Vietnamese, half Lao.
Half Vietnamese, yes.
And so Tommy has his dad, amazing cook, cooked all the time. And he's Vietnamese. He's full Vietnamese. And so he knows good Viet food. He's taught you that. I've learned a lot in being with Tommy for, how many years have we been together? 7? 7. Right?
Yeah, I think coming on 8.
I think
it's
7.
8 already.
Yeah. Oh,
2013, man.
Man, I can't believe how much
21 minus 13.
That's
8.
so crazy. So 8 years, is that right? Dang. Okay, so like in 8 years of being with Tommy and like learning from his family, I feel like I can speak on this subject too, on like Viet food, right? Because we like different things.
Yeah, that's
at
true.
Vietnamese restaurants. And so when we were growing up, I didn't realize we were eating Vietnamese food. I just thought it was just, I don't know, Lao food, I guess. But I'm like, I think spring rolls is Vietnamese food.
Yeah, spring rolls, I think so.
Like the rice paper.
There are Vietnamese restaurants.
Yeah, because you don't get that at like Chinese restaurants or Filipino places or.
Yeah, I grew up eating it at home.
Yeah, we did too. That's the thing. So, it's probably because Laos and Vietnam are very close to each other, and it's kind of like, I don't know, they're just very close, and so I'm pretty sure they eat each other's food, do all that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I grew up eating that. I think my sister made Banh Xeo at home. Maybe not, but we would go out to eat and get that pho. But then after going to Vietnam and dating you, marrying you, being with your family, I tried some new Viet food too.
Oh man, like all this talk about food, I'm starting to get hungry.
So what should you order at a Vietnamese restaurant and what can you expect? So it kind of depends on which Vietnamese restaurant you're going to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like if you're going to a Vietnamese restaurant that's like not in Vietnam Town, we call it Vietnam Town. I don't know if it's called that everywhere.
Vietnam Town or Little Saigon.
Yeah. And basically what that is, it's kind of like if you go to like Koreatown or Japantown.
Like a Chinatown.
Yeah,
like,
Chinatown.
I think most of us have heard of Chinatown. So it's more of an area that's concentrated with more Vietnamese, I'd say, culture, stores, and people. So when you go there, you're really kind of immersed in the Vietnamese culture, or if you're in Chinatown, the Chinese culture, etc.
And so if you go to like a Vietnam Town Vietnamese restaurant, I feel like those are like my favorite. It depends. So when you go to one of those, you definitely, the whole entire thing is really of a different experience. I feel like you're going to walk in. So we'll just break it down.
Yeah, go ahead, break it down for
so
us.
basically you'll walk in, most likely they're going to be really busy. And so you're not going to always have like a host standing and waiting there like you would like an American restaurant.
And the busy places are the good places because it's busy for a reason.
Yeah, and normally the service is super fast, which I love. That's why I love going to Vietnamese restaurants because they're on it. They're quick. Because when you're hungry, you're not trying to wait forever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so you most likely won't always find a host waiting there. Normally it's like the servers that are really busy running around the whole restaurant and be like, hey, how many do you need? 2? Okay, come over here. Like it's not, you don't have like a host.
Yeah. I know we went to this one restaurant here in San Jose, and the host person was like all the way down, like probably 20 feet down, looked at me and just kind of like, waved at me. And I just said, I put my fingers up like 2, and then she's like, okay, come on down. But I was like from 20 feet away.
Yeah, so that's what you can expect at like a Vietnam town or most
but
Vietnamese restaurants.
I don't know
maybe.
if it's all, not all. Some will come up to you. It depends how big the restaurant is, the setting, the layout of the restaurant.
Vietnam town, though, most likely, that's really kind of what you can expect.
A little bit more faster pace.
A lot faster pace. And so if you guys go into a Viet restaurant, don't feel like it's bad service or you feel, I don't know, not acknowledged, I guess. It's just something that they do there. And then they'll sit you down. Generally, people know what they want right away.
Yeah. Yep.
And that could come to a surprise for some people. But like right when I sit down, I know exactly what I want.
Yep. I mean, same for me too.
Yeah. And maybe they'll realize not everyone does, but like normally they just kind of like sit you down and they're like, what do you want?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. And so that's kind of like the etiquette, I guess, of
kind of like more so the experience of going to a Vietnamese restaurant. And I would say, don't expect the same as you would get like at a more westernized, maybe like
Applebee's.
like an American restaurant, like an Applebee's, Buffalo Wild Wings, something like that. It is a little bit different, but it's just a different culture.
Yeah, and one thing that you can expect too is that they're not going to come around and be like, "How's the food? Is it good?" Like you go to an American restaurant.
I would say most Vietnamese restaurants are probably going to be like how Sopa described it, but not all, because we went to some where they do actually come up and check on you.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I'm just giving you kind of Vietnam, like San Jose, Vietnam town, what you can expect basically, and like you go to Chicago,
like where we live,
where we live. And so they won't come around and be like, how is it? Is it good? So like when you're ready to order, if you're not ready right away, you just like wave your hand over like, oh, I'm ready. Or they just look at you.
And at some Vietnamese restaurants, you actually go up to the cash register and pay.
Yes.
So if you don't see, and this is maybe you can just make the observation as you're entering the restaurant to see how people are paying.
Yes.
And if you see them going up to the cash register to go pay, then that's what they do. Sometimes they will come up to you, but most of the time, if you're not seeing that, then most likely you're going to be going up there to go pay.
And the thing is, they don't tell you how to pay.
Yeah.
So there's that can come to a surprise for some people, because most places will bring you a check. You give them a card. They take the card. They come back with your receipt. I mean, like I said, they're fast paced. They're busy. They have a lot going on. I think it's more efficient, in my opinion, just to walk up when you're ready to pay versus like waiting around for your check when you're like ready to go.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I love about Viet restaurants. But that's like the etiquette or what you can expect in a Vietnamese restaurant, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And so what do we order? Go ahead.
Yes, I think this is my favorite part, at least in the episodes, like what to order, like the meals, the dishes.
Yeah.
So what to order? I mean, at any most, I would say most. I don't want to say at any.
Yeah, we don't want to generalize. This is just our experience.
So because there are Vietnamese restaurants that do not serve pho.
Yeah.
And pho, you might have heard of pho. Some people pronounce it pho or something like that, but it's pho.
Do they say pho?
I've heard of pho. I heard of pho. It's spelled PHO, but it's pho.
It's like sofa. Like people think my name is Sofa, but it's Sopa. Shout out to my Viet people.
So it's
I'm not even
the way you pronounce it. If you want to add kind of the more authentic accent to it, it's pho, and that's how you order pho. I mean, I just say pho, but pho. It's a noodle soup with a beef bone broth or oxtail broth. You can
they mix it,
or they do a combination, which is really good. If you like more of a fatty broth, then oxtail is the way to go. If you don't, then beef bone is just as good. Man, I'm just talking about it. I'm already getting hungry. And then noodle wise, so growing up, I typically ate it was like the thinner, like round, kind of rounder noodles. They're not round, right?
I wouldn't say round.
Because they're not really circular. I don't know how to describe it.
It's just like a long rectangle, like a rice. It's a rice noodle.
Like a thin rectangle, yes.
Yeah.
But as of recently, we went to a full restaurant and they had flat noodles. So it's a wider rectangle noodle, which is amazing.
Say thin or thick or something.
Like thin or thick noodles. I grew up eating mainly thin.
Me too.
So the thick noodles was more of a first time for me, at least for pho. And it was amazing. It was really good. This restaurant made it in-house, so they handmade those noodles, it was really good.
Yeah, and the place we're talking about is Pho Hanoi in San Jose. They have one in Cupertino too.
East San Jose.
And Pho Hanoi, I think is it southern?
Pho Hanoi is north.
North.
It's northern Vietnam. So actually, with Vietnamese food, there's like northern food and southern food.
Just like America, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you have southern food, right? Like
coastal.
and then yeah. So there is a difference where pho, and so this is like one of the dishes that I would recommend if it's your first time and you like a noodle soup type of meal or dish.
Everyone in their life needs to try pho at least one time.
At least one time.
One of my favorite things ever to eat.
Yeah.
Very passionate about pho.
And I would say northern Vietnamese food, at least northern Vietnamese pho, is a little bit on the more salty side. So if you like a more savory, salty type of meal, then a northern kind of Vietnamese pho would be great. And then the southern, I think, is a little bit more sweet, on the sweeter side.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So growing up, I actually ate more of the southern like Vietnamese pho. And it's good. I think both are good, and it's just really your preference on what you choose.
Yeah, and then so like for me, when I order pho, I always get just the plain. I think it's called flank steak. I believe that's what it's called. Basically, I just get pho with rare beef, and then it cooks because the broth is so hot. I don't like extra fatty. I don't like the briskety stuff. Tendon's really good though. So I'm more of a plain pho eater, I would say. But like some people like the combination. I think it's like pho doc biet. I don't know if that's the right thing. But you'll see it like in the pho thing, and it's like the number like the special, and
Like
it
what meats you
costs
want.
a little more, and it has like the tripe and everything.
Yeah.
Like my family loves that, the shrimp, all the stuff, right?
Yeah, so there's like you could do like seafood pho and have the shrimp and a bunch of seafood, like squid, stuff like that.
Or
and
you
then
can do like meatballs and
you do
beef.
beef brisket. Yeah, meatballs is a really good one that I really like. You mentioned you like the beef.
I just
brisket?
like the plain. No, I don't like brisket. I just like flank steak.
It's like flank steak. So it's
Like
like
it's lean.
thin sliced beef that they actually put in raw, and then because the broth is so boiling hot that it cooks it, so you get a medium. You should get like a medium rare.
Yeah.
Well, beef basically.
Not everybody will give you raw meat. Mostly, I think because like so for my experience, the ones that are like in Vietnam town, like they are like the legit. Not that it's not the other ones aren't legit, but it's like the real experience. They're like, I don't want well done beef.
Yeah, I think every restaurant's a little different.
Some restaurants already put it in because some people don't know that they need to cook that meat. Yeah. It's like weird to them. It can turn people off.
Yeah, it can because you see it in your
red.
broth, and it's like red still. But
that's like
you
authentic.
put it into the broth and you cook it. So so once you receive your bowl of delicious pho, they typically will give you another plate of veggies. So you have bean sprout, you have mint,
basil.
you have lime.
Not mint.
Oh, sorry, you have basil, and you have lime as well. I think those are the four kind of veggies on the side that you get, and you will always get that side of veggies with your bowl of pho.
Yeah.
And this is like 99.9% of Vietnamese restaurants will do this.
Yeah. If they don't, I wouldn't go there.
Yeah. Then it's a no-go.
Yeah. And so the veggies you basically put in there, and people like to cook the veggie where you kind of, because of boiling, like the soup is so hot, you just put the bean sprouts in, you put everything, you like mix it all up, and it kind of softens the bean sprout a little bit. So yeah, that's like the veggies that come with it.
And you pretty much put it all in. You can put it all in. So for the basil leaves, you kind of just break it off the stem, throw it in there.
Throw it in.
Green
Squeeze
sprout,
the lime.
Squeeze the lime all the way around.
And then the sauces. So sometimes the sauce, so sometimes they'll give you, it really depends. COVID and stuff is weird because it's, I don't know, it's kind of different now. Yeah. But like basically they'll give you hoisin sauce, most likely in sriracha. Yep. Or there's some sort of hot sauce.
And at some Vietnamese restaurants, they have sometimes, like Supa said, with COVID, it could be a little bit weird, but they used to have like a little tray of sauces that just sit at the table. Which is
hated those things.
Like
they were so gross to
oil
me.
chili sauce. Sometimes they had, what's that one thing that they had? Oh, like fish sauce sometimes if you want to make it saltier, and a couple other variants.
I don't know if that's meant for pho though, but they basically would put it out on the table with little spoons. And when you go to Vietnam, it's the same exact thing. You go to Laos, it's the same thing. So it makes sense. You guys know, if you don't know, now you know. I'm a germaphobe, and so I never use those sauces because I'm like, they just sit on those tables. There's like thousands of people who have touched that spoon, used that spoon, open it, talking.
Yeah, see, I don't think about that too much. I'm just thinking about like just delicious food I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to use it. I'm not gonna judge you. It's just me personally, I don't use it. But sometimes I wish I could because I feel like my pho could be more flavorful. Yeah. But I'm the type that doesn't use the hoisin sauce, doesn't use sriracha because I'm not Vietnamese and I did not grow up eating it like that.
Yeah. So I think it's actually the Vietnamese way to use that. So growing up, I always use those sauces. The hoisin sauce, which is like, I would say kind of like an Asian barbecue sauce in a way. Like it's sweet.
Sweet.
And then you have sriracha, which is a red, like spicy
People know what sriracha
kind of
is, I
sauce. Yeah. So when you get those, you can put it in your broth. Like I like to mix a lot of hoisin sauce in and a good amount of sriracha because I want it to be spicy. Or, and you could do both, or you could do either or you can have it just off to the side. If you don't want to put that in your broth and mix it all up, you can just use it as a dipping sauce.
Yeah.
And eat your meatballs, eat your beef brisket, and dip it.
Yeah. And if you're anything like me, I don't like any of that. I just like
Yeah.
my pho broth as is with a lot of lime and a lot of veggies. So yeah, that's just the Vietnamese way though. So when you guys get that stuff, I hope you guys are encouraged. Now you know how to use it and what to expect when you order pho. And it's just amazing. Everyone needs to try it. So if you haven't tried it, you should.
I would recommend putting all the veggies in and then doing all the sauce. That will be kind of like your more authentic Vietnamese pho.
Yeah. And then if you guys aren't about that hot noodle soup, summer's coming up. Some people don't want to eat soup.
Yeah,
like Tommy,
it's on a cool day, like a cooler day. It's perfect.
Yeah, but like there's also other things. So you should share what you like to get when you don't get pho.
Yeah. So another dish that I like, so that I would say that's the first dish you should try, unless it's like a really hot day. Another dish I actually really enjoy, and this is what I probably get majority of the time, and it's a rice plate. It's a rice plate with pork, and then you have sometimes you have like these little carrots that are like shredded, chopped up.
Cucumbers.
I'm just getting hungry thinking about this. Cucumbers, tomatoes, and leaf lettuce on the side. And it's this rice dish with meat, with pork typically. You can get chicken as well. And then they come with this like special house sauce. It's like a fish, kind of like a fish sauce.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the way it's made, but it's like a house sauce. It's a little orange, and you can kind of see some like chili, like I guess like flakes in there, like the little chili things in there. Usually it's just like an orange looking sauce, and you put it over your rice when you eat it.
Yep.
And you eat it with the meat. So you eat rice and meat, and it's amazing. And at a Vietnamese restaurant, it's called cơm tam. And cơm basically means rice, and tam means like the fish sauce or the house sauce.
Yeah, that's Tommy's favorite. Like I was blown away when we go to Pho Hanoi and he gets pho. Like that's like very uncommon. And even told his parents that he got pho. Everyone's like, "What? Tommy got pho?"
Yeah, like growing up. So anytime we would go to like Vietnamese restaurants, when I go with my family, I never got pho or any noodle soup.
Tommy, like I'm the one that likes the veg, loves the soup. Everything I can eat soup and veggies like every single day. He's all about that meat and rice life. Like that is what he is about. And the fact that he got pho at Pho Hanoi means you guys have to try it because he's a lover of his meat and rice. That's just what Tommy eats on the daily. And the rice is really good. It's like called broken rice, I think, if you were to translate it. And it's like, it's different. The grain's really short. I don't know. It's so delicious.
That's also a Vietnamese thing too, is broken rice.
Yeah, so you guys have to try that. Banh Xeo is a really good, sometimes people get appetizer. It's basically like egg with like veggie, but it looks like a pancake, but like a taco at the same time. I don't even know. I hope I'm not doing a disservice to
It's like you can compare it to like, you can kind of say it's like a Vietnamese pancake in a way.
Yeah, Vietnamese pancake,
and
but
it's big
so
and
good.
yellow, so you can see it. So you have like it's like they cook the batter and then they kind of fold it. Almost looks like an omelet in a way.
Omelet,
but
that might be the better
It's
word.
not an egg. But inside of it, you have like bean sprout, you have your meat, like shrimp typically.
Banh Xeo is made out of eggs though.
It is.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like an omelet.
Yeah,
But it's like
Vietnamese
a light,
style.
like a light
It's
omelet.
crunchy. It's fresh. To me, it's not annoying, but it's just too much work to eat at a restaurant. Like it's just a lot of pieces and elements, so it can overwhelm people who have never had Banh Xeo before. Like I knew what I was getting into when I ordered it, but like at some Viet restaurants, it's like very big, and you have to like know how to cut it and break it and how to eat it.
And you eat it with lettuce too.
Yeah.
So you break off a piece of lettuce and you kind of break off a little bit of the banh xeo and with the meat, and you put it all
It's like
together.
a process, and for some people that can be intimidating, in my opinion, if you don't know Vietnamese cuisine.
And you have the house sauce that you put on top of it as well. So they'll give you that, and then you pour it on top of your banh xeo.
So good. And I love Viet food because the price point is really, really great. Like it's more affordable to eat out.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like the quality of food you get is really good. So we are big fans of that because we're always trying to maximize our dollars when we go out to eat. I get bún bò Huế, and it's like this amazing soup. I don't even know how to explain it.
This is the fourth dish we recommend.
That's really what I be ordering that all the time. They have bún bò Huế on Nam here in San Jose where they only sell bún bò Huế, and it's so good. I love it. And I don't even know how to explain it. Just look it up. It might sound not as appealing to some people, but I think it's delicious. And then I think, is there anything else? I mean, egg rolls, of course. You can get egg rolls as appetizer.
Yeah. So if you want to explain Bún Bò a little bit more, so Bún Bò, that's how you say it. It's spelled like BUN space BO space HUE. Bún Bò. And it's more of a spicy noodle soup.
Yeah.
Super good. Different from pho.
It's like thick
The
noodle.
broth. Even the noodles are different.
I can only explain a comparison in Lao food, but that wouldn't do you guys any justice. So I don't know how to explain it other than I feel like vermicelli noodle maybe. But it's super different than pho.
And the veggies are different too. I think it's shredded cabbage, right?
Cabbage, bean sprout, and they have this, I don't even know what it's called in English, but there's this veggie in there I don't like. It's like super hard. I don't even know what it's called. This is a struggle. I should have prepared.
So there is a restaurant in San Jose called Bún Bò Annam, and they only sell that dish, and it's amazing. Always packed out, busy. At least pre-COVID times, and that's the only thing you could order. So it's like small or large. And that's all you get.
Super easy. And I don't even know if I'm pretty sure they can speak English in that restaurant, but they don't really speak English in there. So that can also be an intimidation, but don't worry.
But those are the best restaurants.
Yeah, don't worry.
Where you go into like a Vietnamese restaurant and English is not like the main language there, and it's like
the food is so good though.
They do their best to communicate with you, but typically if you just listen, everyone's ordering in Vietnamese.
And so in some places, like the Bún Bò Annam place, they don't always speak English right away. I'm sure they can speak English, but it's just not something that they always do there. I mean, the menu is really straightforward. It's just like, you want a small or large, and which one do you want? And there's like 4 options or something.
And this is at this particular restaurant.
Yeah, and so sometimes they'll just speak to me in Vietnamese, and I'm pretty sure they know I'm not Vietnamese, but they'll like come with the bowl and be like 1, 2 or something, and I'm like trying to count in my head. I'm like, I think I know what 1 and 2 is.
So when they come, they'll say like what number. So if you can't speak Vietnamese and you go to one of these restaurants, all you gotta do is just point at the menu.
Yeah, say number 1. I mean, you say 1, 2, 3, whatever. They know.
Yeah.
But sometimes they come out and be like number 13, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, like 13. In Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And then so Paul would just look at me and be like, I
mean, I know what I ordered.
Actually,
but
when it's just us two, it's easy to distinguish.
Obviously, but when you're going with a big group, it's like they come out with 25, 15, and 50. I'm like, and it's all different soups. That's when it gets tricky. But sometimes, like, it depends. Sometimes they have like waitresses and waiters that are like, they can speak English. They're younger Vietnamese, people or something like that. So that's always nice if you.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely restaurants out there like in Santa Clara, Tejo.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we love Tejo.
Great Vietnamese restaurant, and I would say it's a little bit more westernized.
I love them, man.
English.
Shout out to
super
Tejo.
Good food. Yeah,
you press a button and they come and take your order.
Oh, that's next level, man.
I love Tejo. Tejo is so clean, because sometimes you can go to some Asian restaurants, just in general Asian restaurants, and they're not always the cleanest, and that's just kind of the way it is. But Tejo, they are clean. I love them.
They're on point.
Yeah, and they're like right by a big shopping center like Target and stuff. So they're just like in a really, I don't know, it's not as Vietnam town vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's super authentic.
It is. And it's really good. I took my parents there. My parents approved of it. So, it's good in my books.
Yeah. And so we hope that now that you guys can feel, after hearing and listening to the podcast, you guys can feel more confident walking to a Vietnamese restaurant and try some new food.
Yeah.
And we love trying new food. I love Vietnamese food. And if you guys want to drink, you guys should get, what is the translation? Sparkling lemonade or something?
So it's like a sparkling lemonade or a carbonated lemonade, and it's called soda chan.
Yeah.
And it's basically club soda, and then you get like this lime juice with it, or lemon juice, a lemon or lime juice. I can't remember
and
exactly.
Like sugar. It's basically
and there's
like
a lot of sugar in it. Yeah.
Lemonade made from scratch with club soda. So it's like a fizzy lemonade. And so I'll be like, I'll have a soda chan, and then.
And if you want to go like real authentic, take it one step further and really immerse yourself in the culture of Vietnamese. There's one soda chan, but it's with an egg yolk, which I've had, and it's actually really, really good. It sounds intimidating, but you should try it if you're feeling adventurous. It's a raw egg yolk, but it's amazing.
Yeah, and this is like, it's fun to try different foods and different, foods from other cultures that you aren't as comfortable with. But I realized that even though I have friends who are Filipino, I don't always feel confident going to Filipino places because I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I hope that you guys can feel more confident going to a Vietnamese restaurant and, just walk in and try new foods. You cannot go wrong with Vietnamese iced coffee. Everyone in their life needs to try Vietnamese iced coffee.
Vietnamese iced coffee is amazing.
What's it called? Cafe
I'll let you think it out.
I don't even know.
Cafe soda, which basically means iced coffee.
And see, I'm Asian. I'm Lao, and I still struggle with Vietnamese words.
Well, it's completely different. The language, the food, everything.
And so don't feel bad if you guys can't say words, because I can't either. And they don't take...
you can't eat there, but you say you would feel intimidated if you went there by yourself, let's say.
It depends which ones, but like Pho Hanoi, I would not go by myself because it's like in the middle of Vietnam town. And I just feel more confident going with Tommy because he clearly looks Vietnamese. Tommy has this like...
I get that Vietnamese respect.
The Vietnamese, yeah. I mean, you know, when people look like you feel more comfortable, right? And like the way they like treat Vietnamese customers, I feel like they just like, I don't know, they're like not more friendly. It's just kind of like, yeah, you're one of us. Like,
it's like you my people.
You're my people. Yeah. And like Tommy, I could just tell the difference when he's with me. And if it's just...
Especially like when I'm with my dad.
Oh, I love going with Tommy's dad.
Because he's ordering in straight Vietnamese.
He don't even speak in English. He's just like
it's just straight Vietnamese. It's like, I want 2 of these dishes for these people.
I know. I love when he goes because he orders for us.
Yeah.
And it's just the best. So like if you guys can go with your Vietnamese friends, you can also do that.
The ones that can speak Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Not like me. I don't really speak.
I mean, but even though Tommy's there, you could just tell like they'll like say things in Vietnamese to him.
Yeah. So I'll give you guys a hack. You guys can try it if you want to. You don't have to.
And it's not offensive because
if you're trying to immerse yourself into the culture and you really experience it, you can try ordering.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily order in Vietnamese, but maybe say the dishes, in the way it's actually pronounced. So what I try to do sometimes is like numbers. For me, numbers, like when I order like 2 of something, I'll say like 2 of these, but in Vietnamese. So should I give our audience, our listeners and viewers right now, like a little Vietnamese lesson on how to count from 1 to 10?
I could use a refresh.
Okay, so I'm gonna count 1 to 10 in Vietnamese, and you guys can follow along.
And it can help you when you guys are trying to get your table.
Yeah. So that's the hack I'm gonna give you guys. So then instantly it'll get you a little bit of respect on your name when you guys are entering a Vietnamese restaurant. So I'll start 1 through 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I might have pronounced that wrong. 7, 8, 9, 10. So if my dad's listening, you can call me on FaceTime later and tell me I pronounced things wrong and make fun of me. That's fine. But that's essentially like just counting 1 through 10. And so if you're arriving at like a Vietnamese restaurant, they'll ask how many. Let's say I'm just going with me and so Pa. I'll just say Hai Nguyen, which basically means 2 people. Nguyen is like people, like person or people. But say hi. Or you say like hai gai, which is like 2 things or like 2 items, or mo gai, just like 1 thing, mo hai ba. So that's 1, 2, 3. So there's your Vietnamese lesson of the day.
Thanks, Tommy. I love it. Well, we are excited to eat some Vietnamese food this week because after doing this podcast, I'm like, it's been way too long since we went to a Viet restaurant.
Shoot, we might go after this. I'm getting hungry.
I know. We are thankful that you guys have listened this far, and we hope that you guys just feel connected and that you guys feel encouraged and inspired to try different foods. Have you guys had pho before? Have you guys been to a Viet restaurant before? What are your favorite things? Comment below because we'd love to know, and continue the conversation afterwards if you see us in person or you want to DM us on Instagram. Or if you want to like go out to eat with us.
Yeah, super down. Things are opening back up. People are getting vaccinated, and it's becoming a safer world. As from what we can see right now, of course we want to be cautious. We want to be cautious in everything. But I'm always down to eat with people and take them to a Vietnamese restaurant if you've never been to one before.
Yeah.
And if you have had pho and you didn't like it, let me take you out. Let me take you out to a spot.
Yeah.
A couple of my spots that we know, and show you guys how it's done.
I've heard people.
If you still don't like it, then that's okay.
Yeah, I've heard people tell me they don't like pho, and not a lot.
Yeah, we're just thinking like that's the wrong one. Then
yeah, I said, where'd you go? Because it probably wasn't a good one.
Yeah,
that's like, it's like someone saying they don't like boba. That's how I feel when people say they don't like pho. I'm like,
I'm not big into boba.
But you like boba. It.
I do. That's true. Actually.
Yeah, you won't go out of your way to order it.
Yo.
But like, people have to try pho in their lifetime, man. And Vietnamese coffee, it is like the best.
Unless you don't drink coffee, You drink tea.
Or you get soda chun, or you get
soda
whatever.
chun, yeah.
Yeah, the coconut drink. So
Nikmia is another one.
Oh yeah, sugarcane.
Nikmia is sugarcane. Yes.
Yeah, that's also really popular in Vietnam too.
Yeah, that's super popular.
It's not my favorite. I'd rather get a soda chun, honestly, or a Viet coffee. But yeah, that's not me. All right, guys. So that wraps up today's podcast.
All right, cool. Well, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and listening. And it's we appreciate it so much that you listened all the way through. You guys are the real ones,
Yes.
for sure. And if you're watching on YouTube and you like the video, make sure to hit that like button just to let us know that you enjoyed it, and it encourages us as well. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. Like we mentioned earlier, we hit over 100, which is amazing, super encouraging for us, and it means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And also make sure to hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest videos and podcasts that we come out with. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify now, we're on Spotify now, make sure to subscribe and give us a rating as well. It is much, much appreciated. Thank you again for watching and listening. My name is Tommy Nguyen.
And I'm So Pawin.
And we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye.